Hello and welcome. In today's talk, I am going to speak about project management. By the way, what is a project? A project is defined as a sequence of tasks that must be completed or accomplished in order to attain a certain outcome. Right from waking up at dawn until hitting the sack at night, each of us, we accomplish umpteen projects. Actually, we are all deeply woven with projects, but we seldom identify them to be so. Every task that we do is a project. Most of them simply form a part of our routine without much yield. Yet, they are important for our survival and social well-being. Don't worry, I am not going to talk about the routine projects, day-to-day projects. There are some other motivational speakers and spiritual speakers to do all that. Okay. I'm going to speak about those tasks and projects that would take us up the ladder in our career, in our lives, through some profitability. You may get a promotion, you may get a better appraisal, and you will be put on a higher scale. You may get a perk of a greater value by accomplishing those projects. I'm going to speak about such projects, professional in nature, that would result in a certain benefit or an advantage in upscaling your careers. After all, at the end of the day, whatever you do, be it profitable or be it a routine, each project that you take up must bring you satisfaction more than anything else. A satisfied person can have a good night's sleep. In fact, since my childhood, I have learnt a few important lessons on managing and accomplishing projects. The best I remember, I wish to share one of my experiences and importance of project handling. When I was in my college days, maybe 40 years ago, I was very fast at solving the Rubik's Cube. I think you all know what a Rubik's Cube is. I used to solve the puzzle in about 11 seconds. And one of my mentors one day called me and asked me to uh, explain the sequence of solving the puzzle to a colleague's daughter of his. I started explaining, and I did not completely explain. Last 6 to 7 steps, I just said, now rotate it forward, rotate to the right, rotate to the left, rotate inverse, and repeat this step 6 times. You will get the solution, final solution of arranging one color on each face of the Rubik's Cube. And I was about to leave the place there because I had no interest. My mentor and his colleague and his colleague's daughter, what have I to do there? I thought, but my mentor at the time stopped me there and he corrected me. See, if you want to grow in life, you remember one thing. Don't accept a project. If you accept a project, don't leave it until you accomplish it. This is the first lesson of project management that I have learned during my college days. Don't say yes to a project. If you say yes to a project, accomplish it. Never abandon the project in the middle. Because bad practices and bad habits catch up fast. This may be a very small thing. You are not doing a crime or the biggest crime by just telling her that these are the last 6 steps, you complete it yourself. You're not going to lose anything here. But in life, in real-time situations, where it is a testing time to you, if you try to leave the project to others and you abandon it yourself, you will not get recognition. If you get a name that, hey, this fellow does not accomplish the projects completely, you are not hired anywhere. You are fired from everywhere. Remember that. So, the first principle of a project is, if you want to accept a project, accomplish it, complete it, document and record it, and hand it over to the concerned who have assigned you that project. Be it the smallest project or be it the biggest project. That is the basic rule of project management. What is this project management? Project management, if you speak scientifically, is the application of processes, methods, using your skill set, your knowledge, and your experience to achieve a specific aim or goal or objective according to the project acceptance criteria. within, I quote, the agreed parameters of project accomplishment. Application of processes, methods, using your skills, using your knowledge, using your experience, you achieve the specific goals and objectives of the project according to the project acceptance criteria and within agreed parameters. The project that is managed should have all the final deliverables, and the most important thing for the survival is to be fittest. Accomplish the project within the time frame within which you accepted to accomplish it. Okay. A key factor here I want to tell you that distinguishes project management from general management is that the project management has a finite deliverable objective and goal. That is, if you accept to take up a certain assignment, a work, you will also be given a time frame within which you must accomplish that particular assignment, and you must submit the final deliverables within that finite time span. Unlike the general management, which is an ongoing process. As I told you, from in the morning, from the time we wake up till the time we sleep, there are certain routine things which we manage. There will not be any change. You will have to brush, you will have to rush, you will have to just go and give your fingerprints there, biometrics you call. Because if you don't give the biometric in time, they are all routine things. You know what happens. So, general management requires a different set of skills. Project management requires a different set of skills. Sometimes project managements should be monstrous. I mean, strict. Whereas general management requires stubbornness. Because of this, professional attitude is required for project management. The person handling the projects must have a wide range of skills, often mostly technical. Okay, technical skills anyway, our qualifications, our knowledge and our experience gives us. But the most important thing is, we are social beings. I can't build a dam myself all alone within 1 year span of time. I need a couple of thousands of workers to accomplish the job within that time frame. Imagine handling a couple of thousands of people. You need to have people management skills also for project management. So, professional project management needs technical skills and people management skills. Along with that, punctuality and discipline. In general, the project management can be divided into 5 phases. Whenever you are assigned a project, before you accept the project itself, you try to identify whether all the 5 phases of the project are clearly mentioned or not. Project initiation, project planning, project execution, project monitoring and controlling, and project closing. Now I think you remember where I faltered during my college days. I initiated the solution of the Rubik's Cube. I planned the entire process of solving the Rubik's Cube. I started executing it. I started monitoring and controlling whether the other person was understanding it or not. But maybe because of childishness, I had no patience to complete it. By the time I would have solved the Rubik's Cube a lakh times. And it was a boring job for me. Because every time someone used to come in my house, they used to take out the example of Rubik's Cube and used to say that I can solve it in 11 seconds. So, because of childishness, I think, I did not close the project. That is where I failed. And I was gently cautioned by my mentor. And from then onwards, I never looked back. I thank my mentor even on today, after 40 years, for what he has done to me. The initiation phase has project definitions. What is the business case? What is the business charter? And it will also consist of a list of stakeholders. The planning of the project requires definition of the scope, creating the project plan, setting a budget baseline, because without a budget baseline, the project will cross the limits and it will go out of bounds. Define roles and responsibilities of every member of the project. And then comes the project execution. How do you execute the project? You allocate the project resources, manage the project resources, build the product or the process in a scientific way, meet often with all the members of the project and fix the issues as they rise. Do not try to put off a particular issue for the next day. Then, monitoring and control. Track the efforts, track the costs, monitor the project progress, ensure the adherence to the plan. In case there is any deviation, ascertain yourself why there is a deviation and get the proper approvals for incorporating the amendments to the project then and there itself with a date and time stamp of the timeline. Prevent any chance for disruptions. Disruption will always cause the delay of the project, because some members want leave, untimely leave. The project will be in a very critical stage, and suddenly one of the members of the project or a couple of members of the project come to you and say that I have a marriage, I have other assignment, I am preoccupied, I am not well. Or social problems also may cause a disruption. Okay, we can't say. So we should be very well prepared to accommodate the pilferage and the wastage of time because of disruptions. And completion. That is the most important thing for you to get the best appraisal in your organization. List out all the deliverables, hand over each deliverable with a note of acknowledgement, review the deliverables completely, get the project results approved by every member of the project and also each of your higher-ups, and document the learnings and takeaways of the project so that it will be useful for the next project manager. Trust me, you are going to be a bingo in the MNCs if you follow this chart of project management. Now, all this is technical. I have not started this particular talk to speak with you about the technical benefits of a project management only. But I made a statement. By the end of the day, before you go to sleep, you should have what is known as satisfaction. When will you get that satisfaction? Only when you are focused. Focus is a prerequisite for successful project management. I remember a wonderful story that was rendered by Chanakya to his students at Takshashila. In fact, there are hundreds of stories about the theories proposed by Chanakya. They are valid for any length of time until the existence of mankind. The storyline goes like this. The scenario is, it's in a jungle, a dark night. Clouds were gathering in the sky. A deer, a pregnant deer, in fact, was searching for a safe place to give birth to its fawn. Understand the scenario. Chanakya was a very intelligent man. He used to grip his students through suspense thrillers. It was late night in the jungle, a dark night. Dark clouds are accumulating. It's about to rain. The pregnant deer is about to give birth to its fawn. It is searching for a place. There was frequent thunder and lightning in the sky. One such thunder strikes, and there is a fire in the forest. Added to the climax of the dark night, the dark clouds, thunder and lightning, there is fire in the forest. The innocent deer identifies a cushiony grass field near the bank of a river which is flowing very strong. See how Chanakya is building up the story. One side there is forest fire. Behind the deer there is a strong flowing river. The deer is in a comfortable grass field. Suddenly to the left, through the glimpse of its eye, it sees a hunter aiming an arrow at it. What a situation! And all of a sudden, it starts hearing the footsteps of an animal. A lion sniffs the presence of the deer and starts approaching the deer from the right side. This is what life is all about. You are engulfed with problems and tied down. The best should come out of you only when you are surrounded with problems. What can the pregnant deer do? She is in labor. What will happen? Will the deer survive? Will it give birth to a fan? Will the fan survive? Or will everything be burnt in the forest fire? Will the deer perish to the hunter's arrow? Would it face a horrible death when the lion attacks it? Perhaps the lion is hungry. It would pounce on its prey. No answer. What should the deer do? It is constrained by the fire on one side and the flowing river on the other side, and it is boxed in by her natural predators on either side. This is what project management is all about. We face similar situations in managing projects. We frequently face such situations and such problems in our lives too. Many a time, under such circumstances, our soul wanders in negativity and we get stressed up with the negative thoughts. As such, it results in ignoring our responsibilities. And in due course of time, we lose our identity itself. And slowly but surely, under such circumstances, we get habituated to deviate from the righteous path and start portraying a pseudo image of the self. Why? I want to protect my image. I am very sensitive. I can't take anything negative on me. We start boasting more about self than required in the struggle to retain our identity. We start to adopt easier procedures to succeed, and as a consequence, we start compromising. Circumstances force us to adopt a wrong path, and we start treading along a wrong route. The refusal of the inner conscience to your deeds of taking up the wrong path will force you to get addicted to practices that put your inner conscience to sleep. In fact, your inner conscience never goes to sleep. It makes you forgettable or forgetful of its presence within. You tend to forget your inner conscience when you are addicted to vices. It's an easy path, you take it. We also tend to forget that work is worship. And we stop seeing the godliness in our goal. The hunter and the lion on either side of the deer are examples of that situation. Unable to bear with the pressures of consistency in efforts that require mental strength and self-belief, along with the certifications and the skill set that we carry. We start playing the blame game on others, and particularly on the organization in which we are working. That is what we can do. What more? I thought I will complete the project, but the problem is the management is not cooperating with me. The organization is not cooperating with me. Don't you think it is like a comedy show? When people speak like that, that's how I feel. And such people, they start to live in a pretense that the world around them is fake and they are right. But how long? They would finally narrow down to degrade their goals and lose trust on themselves, and in the process, they lose trust on their own self. Let us come back to the story of the deer. Many times, even we are in the situation of the deer. Remember, at the beginning of the story, I said the innocent pregnant deer. The deer is innocent. Nothing can deter the faith of the deer. After all, it is about to be a mother. And the love of a mother is flawless. Its only focus is to give birth to its fawn. The deer just focuses on giving birth to a new life. And God takes care of the rest of the things. Lightning strikes and blinds the thunder. I mean the hunter. The hunter releases the arrow which zips past the deer and strikes the hungry lion. And the lightning and thunder result in heavy rain. The forest fire slowly doused by the rain. The hunter's aim hits the lion. The rain puts off the fire. and finally the deer gives birth to its fawn. How? Focus. What is its application to management? In our lives and businesses too, there are moments of choice when we are confronted on all sides with negative thoughts and possibilities. Some thoughts are so powerful that they overcome us and overwhelm us. Maybe we can learn from the deer. The priority of the deer in that given moment was simply to give birth to a baby. Because the rest was not in its hands. Any action or reaction on the part of the deer would deviate the attention of the hunter. That would have likely resulted in death or disaster. Ask yourself, our focus should always remain on faith and hope. Let us quickly have a self-introspection and identify our weaknesses. Let us not worry to cover them through our ego. By doing so, we would be the architects of our own downfall. We should think only until we accept. In the beginning also I told you, we should think only until we accept to achieve the objectives of the project. Can I accomplish it? Only then accept it. Once we accept, we should be able to see God in our goal. We should worship our work like we worship God. Let us awaken and start marching forward through an undeterred devotion by being responsible with confidence, courage, and that innocent determination of the deer to achieve our goal. And in order to possess the confidence, the courage, and the determination to achieve our goal, what we need is focus. Focus is a prerequisite for successful project management. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.